Back at it, Wichita State, bigger and badder than ever perhaps, getting a little dress rehearsal for a season of soaring expectations as they welcome in the Sharks of Hawaii Pacific. Very pleasant, good afternoon one and all. Welcome in for another season of Wichita State basketball. Bruce Hurdle and Bob Hull for the last go-round of the Three Amigos, or Three Musketeers. Maybe we'll call them the Three Shocketeers. They're three of the winningest players in Shocker history.
Yeah, you start with Ron Baker, one of the best shooting guards in the country. He's on everybody's All-American team. He was probably the best collegiate player on the Pan-American team this summer. And then you talk about Evan Wessel, a do-everything kind of guy who can play 3 or 4 different positions, outstanding hustle player, plays defense, rebounds. And then, of course, Fred VanVleet. He makes the whole engine run. A great point guard, probably the top point guard in the country. Just a tremendous winner, Fred VanVleet.
He won't play today because of a hamstring injury, more precautionary than anything else. But let's talk about this Wichita State roster. You look up and down it, and Greg Marshall has minutes all over the bench. Now, that's a good problem to have, but it's a challenge finding the proper groupings of players.
It's a challenge, Bruce, but the luxury he has is he's got a lot of talent, he's got a lot of experience, and he's got guys that can play multiple positions, so that's going to really help him solve the puzzle.
Well, we're going to find out how it all starts to look and come together today as they take on the Sharks of Hawaii Pacific. Plenty left to pull in the slack for Fred VanVleet out of the lineup as we get to tonight's starters and a tip when we come back to the Roundhouse, already rocking in Wichita.
All Angles Collision Repair, Wichita's full-service body shop. We are now open on the east side with another state-of-the-art facility to better serve our customers. Now with 2 conveniently located full-service body shops, we're here to serve you. Visit us west at Kellogg and West, or come see us east on Kellogg just east of Webb Road. Whether you have a door dinger or fender bender, All Angles has you covered. At All Angles, we work with all insurance carriers.
We have you covered from all angles.
Cox is giving you more ways to watch TV. With Contour, a personalized experience on your TV or iPad. With TV network apps, so you can watch on the go. And with Cox TV Connect, watch live TV on multiple devices anywhere in your home. Start watching TV your way. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
Alma Mater Wichita stands proudly on the hill. Your sons and daughters bow to thee. Our hearts with praise we fill. Then hail our Alma Mater. Hail the grand and true. Long wave the yellow and the black. O Wichita, here's to you.
Share the pride. Join the tradition. Become a dues-paying member of the Wichita State University Alumni Association. Please visit wichita.edu/alumni.
Cox high-speed internet connects you to the people and things that matter most. And there are things you can do to ensure you get the most out of your internet connection. Whether it's choosing the right speed option to power all your devices, choosing the optimal equipment, or correctly setting up your in-home Wi-Fi network, let Cox help you get the speed and support you need to do the things you love. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
Wichita State Shocker Basketball is brought to you by Aetna, by the Kansas Department of Transportation, KDOT reminding you to click it or ticket, by Wichita's own Coke Industries, by Pizza Hut. Enjoy all your favorite pizzas at a new lower menu price. Your favorites, your Pizza Hut. And by Kansas Strong. All right, Charles Koch Arena, the home of the Wichita State Shockers, hosting today the Sharks of Hawaii Pacific University, Division II team, coming in, and a very familiar face to those of us here in Wichita. Darren Vertigabuki, the head coach. And Darren is a former coach at Wichita Northwest, was the City League Coach of the Year in 2000 when he led Northwest to the City League Championship. Luke Hager is their go-to guy. They're a collection of players that have come from other places, a lot of transfers. Central Arkansas, Bowling Green, North Carolina, Wilmington. Landry Shamet getting a start for Wichita State with Fred VanVleet out of the lineup.
Well, Shaq got the opening tip, Bruce, but he tipped it right to one of their players. Tip it to the guy in the white jersey.
Strong take, Hager, and then the putback by Joel Fliegler, a Central Arkansas transfer, 6'10" out of Las Vegas, Nevada.
Well, it didn't take long for Hager to get to the basket. Got all the way to the basket, mixed the shot, but a nice tip in by Joel Fliegler.
Nice move underneath. Anton Grady with his first bucket as a Wichita State Shocker, the transfer from Cleveland State.
Yeah, it didn't make the transfer senior long to make his presence known. Nice bucket.
Great help defense. Shot blocked at the rim. Shockers breaking back. Ball taken away from Ron Baker. Good job by Cole Norquist. And easy take to the basket.
Yeah, Chauncey Orr, the 6'4" senior, drove down the baseline and put the ball in. Then careless ball handling by Ron Baker the last time, got the ball stripped, and Hawaii Pacific came down and took advantage.
St. John's, Iowa, and Murray State are amongst those that have already been beaten by Division II programs in exhibition action.
Well, St. John's got drubbed in that ball game.
Landry Shamet strong to the basket. Shaq Morris tried to give it a helping hand, and the Sharks come away with it.
How about the freshman starting? Landry Shamet out of Kansas City, Missouri, starting for his first ball game here at Wichita State. Outstanding recruit.
Hager for three. And Hawaii Pacific coming in inspired, not intimidated, and off to a very good 7-2 start.
Well, he averaged 16 a game last year, shoots 43% from three, so he can knock it down.
And then a late whistle off the shot. Greg Marshall starting his 9th year at Wichita State. A little chagrin to start his Pizza Hut starting lineup. We already talked about Landry Shamet making the go, as Fred Van Vliet is not in the starting lineup in plain clothes with a hamstring injury. Evan Wessel and Ron Baker, needless to say, but going with Anton Grady and Shaq Morris as the guys down low.
You know, it's not a serious injury with Fred Van Vliet. They're just being very cautious with it. A hamstring can blow into a very serious injury if you re-injure it. So they're just being very cautious and keeping him out of this ball game to have him ready for the opener against Charleston Southern next Friday, Bruce.
Grady with all three of the Wichita State points. Now full court pressures. They trail by 4.
So 1-2-1-1 full court zone press. Looks like they're dropping back into a possible zone defense here.
Chauncey Orr all the way to the basket. Baker got him and knocked it out of bounds. Here's your Kansas strong keys to the game, Bob.
Well, when you have an exhibition game like this, it's basically a dress rehearsal. You're just trying to get ready for next Friday's opener against Charleston Southern. And so you'll see Greg Marshall playing a lot of different combinations, a lot of different groups out there. And then you'll also see a lot of the underclassmen playing a lot. He wants to take a look at the young players, the transfers, and see what they can do on the court.
Joel Fliegler knocking it down from 3. So a couple of triples by the Sharks. You know, we've got to come in here just absolutely loving the opportunity to play in an atmosphere like this as a ball on whistle and the foul is going to go against Norquist. And some teams maybe can shy away from that. Other teams are really energized by it. I mean, what better atmosphere are they going to play in all season long?
Oh, you're absolutely right, Bruce. These guys are sky high right now. They normally play in front of 500, 1,000 people in Hawaii, and they're getting to play in front of 10,000 here today. So you know that they're really jacked up, and they really want to make a good showing and have a good performance.
Well, they're taking care of that through the first 3 minutes of the ball game. And another turnover. Shockers have caught it up twice.
Bushwamakota in the ball game for Shaq Morris. Caught the ball in the low post, but careless with the basketball and turned it over. And that's a couple of turnovers for the Shockers already, and Coach Marshall's not going to be very happy about that.
Jordan Martin returns the favor. In a 10-3 ball game, so a halting start for the Shockers. Baker all the way to the bucket, and with the left hand, comes up a little shy.
Wow. Nice move, little hesitation dribble, got all the way to the hoop, but left it just a little bit short with the left hand.
The defense by Shamet, nice little backdoor move, but the whistle is going to go against Wichita State's Evan Wessel. Bushwamakota did a good job help side.
You know, that's a foul that you're not used to seeing called. You know, when a guy comes down the baseline, they had him pretty much smothered. 2 Shocker defenders. There was some body contact, but I think later in the season that'll be a play-on type of play. We'll see a lot of substituting by both coaches. It's hard to get your guys in playing shape this early in the season, so they tire pretty quickly. So you're going to see a lot of substituting in and out. Guys won't be out there for more than 2 or 3, 4 minutes at a time.
Zach Brown stepping off the Wichita State bench, getting ready to check in. Baker down low. They've got a good matchup there against Connor Looney. And Shockers come away.
He had the 6'2" Looney posted up. They had a nice strong move over his left shoulder, but just missed the shot. And you saw him do a lot of posting up in the Pan American games this summer. He got that fadeaway down.
Missed his first 2 shots here today. Strong to the bucket. Hager couldn't get it to go, and it's pulled out of there. Guy was Shard Kelly. Shockers back the other way, looking for some rhythm.
Well, they might be a Division II program, but Luke Hager is a Division I player. You look at his size and you look at his skill and look at the moves that he's made so far in this ball game, he could definitely play at a lot of the Division I's the Shockers play.
Well, you've got Fiegler from Central Arkansas. You've got Chauncey Orr from Bowling Green. You've got Luke Hager from UNC Wilmington. It stands to reason that they get a lot of transfers in there, and Division I transfers. Those are all credible programs at the next level.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Orr, Chauncey Orr, Louis Orr's son, Lewis Orr's son, the coach at Bowling Green, he played there for 4 years, for 3 years, a very experienced player.
And then a foul right there on a little hold by Luke Hager as Rashard Kelly was running the lane on the inbounds play.
That's one of those calls that you're going to see this year that you might not have seen last year. When you put your hands on a player with the basketball as he's driving, or an offensive player when he's cutting, the referees are going to call that now.
Haven't even talked about the 30-second shot clock that's in effect for this year. Amongst some of the rules changes. Kelly strong to the bucket, and he'll shoot a couple of free throws. Timeout on the floor. Bouchard will be at the line when we come back. Shockers down 7 early.
Your eyes are composed of 2 million working parts to distinguish 2.7 million colors, processing 36,000 bits of information every game. In the next 40 minutes of Shocker action, you will see reflex, behold the instinct, witness the passion, watch the intensity. This season, never miss a moment. Green Vision Group.
Time out!
Time out for a substitution.
Okay, everybody in.
Whoa, too many people on the court.
This is the Patterson legal team. Lawyers, expert witnesses, paralegals, all with great credentials.
All at once?
All this, and we get nothing until you get paid. If you're injured, you're gonna want them all.
I gotta check the rule book.
Only one rule, we get our clients every dollar they deserve.
All right, Gary Patterson team, all in.
Okay guys, let's play ball.
Styles come and go. There was a time when color reigned supreme, and one was judged by the volume of their hair. When rebellion was expressed with dark makeup and piercings, a gown made a statement. Fashions may change, but Delta Dental of Kansas has been here through them all. With the largest dentist network and individual insurance plans, we make sure your best fashion accessory always shines bright. Some things never go out of style. Keep your smile. Learn more about individual and family dental insurance plans at deltadentalks.com.
Fun. All I wanna do is have some more fun tonight. Drive. Dum. Such a stupid way to ruin your life. Drink. Drive. You'll lose your job and have to move back to your mom's tonight. Now your girlfriend goes out with another guy.
Wichita State Shocker basketball is brought to you by Cox Communications, your friend in the digital age. Ron Baker 0 for 2 shots, Bob. He probably should have gotten one on a strong move to the bucket. Another on a post-up against a smaller player from Hawaii Pacific.
Yeah, very unusual to see Ron Baker miss 2 easy shots like that, but even the experienced top players get a little bit tight, and he might be a little tight, and I'm sure he'll loosen up here as the game goes on.
Baker, of course, the 6'4" senior out of Scott City. Averaged nearly 15 points and 4.5 rebounds a game last year. On a pace to finish top 8 all-time in scoring at Wichita State. Bob already talked about his winning prowess. He and Evan Wessel and Fred Van Vliet on schedule to finish as the 3 all-time winningest players in this program's history. Baker all the way back, and the ball knocked away from behind. Shockers will have 26 seconds to inbounds off the baseline.
Yeah, good hustle by Lucelle, getting back there and knocking that ball out of Ron Baker's hands. You don't want to turn the ball over or take bad shots like that against the Shockers because they love to run that fast break.
Wichita State being just one of their first 4 shots through a very uneventful 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, not very impressive so far.
Nope.
The Shockers don't look like a top 10 team right now, but that happens a lot in early ball games. Guys come out a little bit tight, trying a little bit too hard. They just got to relax and run their stuff.
Rashard Kelly with the 3 ball. How about that from the corner?
Yeah, how about that? They're looking for a little more offense out of him. He showed that he could hit that outside shot last year, and earlier he made a nice drive to the basket and got fouled, got a couple of free throws. So now he's showing that he can hit the shot and also take it to the hoop, Bruce.
Only reserved to play in all 38 minutes last year for Wichita State. Shockers in a little bit more rhythm now, approaching the 15-minute mark. Baker continuing to run the point. In the absence of Van Vliet, out with an injury. Baker takes it out front. Through the lane, drawing contact and making the play. That's Ron Baker at his best.
Yeah, right there. A really nice move. You got to honor his outside shot. He's such a deadly outside shooter, so if you get up on him, he also has the ability to take it to the basket. He took it there, and he finished with a lot of contact at the rim, so a really nice take by Ron Baker.
Sharks take a timeout as Wichita State has battled right back into it on a 7-0 run. And talked about Greg Marshall a little bit. Marshall now just 2 wins away from 400 for a career. And what's really remarkable as you talk about Greg and what he's continued to do here at Wichita State, look at what he has done over the last 5 years. 30.2 wins per season, 4 straight NCAA tournaments, but it's what they've done in those NCAA tournaments that's really impressive.
Yeah, Final Four in 2013, a Sweet 16 last year, beating Indiana, beating Kansas, and eventually losing to Notre Dame. And look at that record over the last 4+ seasons, 151 and 29. That's 84%. That's the top record of any NCAA program in the country.
Pretty remarkable run for the Shockers. Back in this game, tied at 10-all.
30 wins, 3 straight years, Bruce. They're shooting for a 4th year this year. If they would happen to get 4 30-win seasons in a row, there's only one other program that's done it in the history of the NCAA, and that's Kansas.
Yep. Pretty remarkable. Shockers picking it up defensively now. Double team up top, and there's a shot clock violation.
There we go.
And that'll draw more cheers from the Shocker bench than really even a nice display of offensive basketball. Shockers love to play defense, and we're a team a year ago that really was stingy. Top 10 in the country in points allowed, only allowing teams some 57 points a game.
Well, with Greg Marshall coach teams, the team's going to be built on defense and on rebounding and on playing hard. And you saw a little bit of defense that last time down with Zach Brown and Rashard Kelly.
Shamet with his first shot as a Shocker, and it hits nothing but net.
I'll tell you, the Shocker fans are really going to enjoy watching this kid for the next 4 years. Landry Shamet is an outstanding player, a 4-star recruit, rival 4-star recruit out of Kansas City.
Now all of a sudden the tide is turning. Baker to the bucket with the step through, couldn't score with the left, but drew the foul, and he'll be at the line to shoot 2 as Wichita State now on a 10-0 run.
Yeah, it's the missed shots and the turnovers, getting the fast break started, and that always jump-starts a team, especially at home. The fans love to see the fast breaks, and the players love to run, so those fast breaks, I think, have gotten the Shockers going here a little bit.
Bob referred to the bronze medal effort at the Pan American Games. And, you know, as much as Baker's star had risen, I think it rose even further with the performance that he had over there. It wasn't like he put up great offensive numbers. but people in the know with a chance to really watch his game for the first time in some detail came away very impressed.
Yeah, you had to be impressed with him, Bruce. And I watched all those ball games, and he didn't get many shots the first couple of ball games. They weren't passing him the ball a lot, but as the tournament went on, the other players got more and more confidence in Ron Baker, and they started looking for him and getting him the basketball. And throughout the tournament, he was probably the best defender on the team. I think he led the team in steals. So tremendous Pan American games by Ron Baker.
And they get one down low. Good job by Jordan Martin, the junior out of Goodyear, Arizona, to break a scoring drought that had extended for a few minutes.
Yeah, he played in Hutch last year. He took his team to the JUCO National Tournament. Cochise Junior College, averaging 17 points a game. So this kid can score.
And now playing in Hawaii Pacific. 16 wins a year ago, 11 down. They finished 6th place in their division, and are picked to finish, I believe, 6th this year in the Pac West Conference.
They're in there with a lot of California schools, with Dixie State's been the top program in that conference for a few years. They're also in there with a number of Hawaii schools, Hawaii Hilo, BYU Hawaii, Chaminade, and Hawaii Pacific.
Good defense. Outstanding effort is just into the game. Ty Taylor already makes his presence felt. Bashard Kelly that time airmailed it, and then Brown over the back. Zach was looking for something off the rim, and the fact that I think that it airballed didn't help him too much, and he draws the foul.
Well, Bashard Kelly just hit one from the other baseline, so I think he was expecting to hit that one, but missed it badly. But Ty Taylor showing some of his athleticism. 6'1", 6'2" out of Grandview, Missouri. Played at Hargrave Military Academy last year. A really quick athlete.
Might have gotten away with a walk. Shot comes away short. Here's Taylor, the future at point guard. Grady down low, strong with the left, and he'll shoot 2.
And you're looking at a crafty senior right there. You can tell he's played a bunch of college basketball. 3-year starter at Cleveland State, their MVP last year, all Horizon League player, was on the all-defensive team in Horizon League as well, and he showed some of his smarts in there. He can go over either shoulder inside, right shoulder, left shoulder, uses a lot of shot fakes. He's the guy that the Shockers are counting on, picking up those points they lost when Darius Carter graduated.
And Bob, what he does is it puts another player into the program, and Wichita State is the only school in the country that can claim this. 3,000-point scorers on the same roster. Ron Baker, Fred Van Vliet, and Tom Grady.
Yeah, Grady, he's got some great stats. 1,100 career points, 700 rebounds, 130 blocks, 116 steals. So an all-around player. He can score, he can rebound, and he's probably best known for his defense.
Shamet sits down. Zach Bush into the game for the first time.
Yeah. Zach getting some early minutes.
Good to see Zach. Goddard Eisenhower High School, which won a big playoff game last night in the state football playoffs.
Who they get, Heights last night?
Wichita Capon.
Oh, Capon, right.
Yeah. 8 seconds left in the shot clock. Wichita State really defending. And in desperation, a 3-ball that comes away clean. Figueroa knocked it out of bounds, and the Shockers, an outstanding defensive possession. Timeout on the floor, the under 12-minute media timeout. Wichita State is up by 5. Lots of players playing and playing well.
Whether you're into sports, movies, or TV shows, everything looks better on a new high-definition TV from Hefner TV. Hefner's carries all the latest LED, 4K Ultra, and OLED TVs at prices that meet or beat the national chains. We also stock a wide variety of home theater equipment and entertainment furniture to complement your home decor. And Hefner TV provides great customer service after the sale, including free delivery, setup, and instruction by our own installers. Hefner TV and LG. Life's good.
Your home phone. You know how it works. But with phone tools from Cox Digital Telephone, you can do so much more with your phone, like get email alerts for new voicemail messages, and get readable voicemail. And with the Cox Mobile Connect app, when you're on the go, you can still stay connected to your home phone with your smartphone. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
Jeff Horning here at Priority Motorsports, offering a selection of vehicles that would fit any motorsport that you might have in mind, cars, trucks, and SUVs. So let our family take care of all of your family's automobile needs, whether it be a budget that you're looking for, or possibly if you want to get there fast, or just look good getting there. Come visit us today at Priority Motorsports, 5817 East Kellogg, or visit us online, pmsports1.com. Transportation for every generation.
With Cox high-speed internet, you get the fastest in-home Wi-Fi to power all your favorite devices and do the things you love online. And now, when you're traveling, you have free access to the nation's largest Wi-Fi network with over 200,000 hotspots, so you can stay connected in places such as New York City, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., Boston, and many more. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
Bob, we talked about the cornerstone of this Wichita State program, their defense. Number 10 nationally last year, allowing teams just 57.4 points a game.
Yeah, look at Zach Brown there getting down, playing some defense late in the shot clock. Really forced Hawaii Pacific into a desperation shot just because he got down in his stance, moved his feet, and he's one of the top defensive players on this ball club. He's the guy that's going to probably inherit Takeo Cotton's role as the defensive stopper on this team.
Wichita State now 4 of 8 after starting 1 of 4, so they have picked it up considerably, now shooting 50%. And a 10-second violation. Hawaii Pacific putting a little pressure on in the backcourt.
That won't make Greg Marshall real happy, but Ty Taylor out there running a little bit of point guard. You talked about he'll be the heir apparent to Fred Van Vliet at point guard, and he's out there, and got to know how much time is on the clock.
Third turnover for Wichita State. They had 2 early on. Foul is going to go on Bush. Or did they get... I think they got Zach Bush on the foul. Rashard Kelly sent that back from where it came. Thought that the whistle was initially against him, but it went against his teammate instead.
Yeah, that looked pretty clean up there, that block, and it was clean.
We were walking with Rashard out of the tunnel earlier when he was coming out for warm-ups and just joking, a few blocks would be nice too. And he says, "Yeah, I think I got a few of those in me."
That's right.
And he just had one taken off the stat sheet there.
Well, he's a freshman that played in all the games, as you mentioned earlier last year. And he's a kid they're going to really lean on this year at that power forward position. He's a great rebounder and just a real physical young man.
John Robert Simon into the game for the first time. Shockers pushing it against pressure. Good job by Hawaii Pacific, and that forces a turnover. So 2 trips down. Wichita State has not handled the pressure from Hawaii Pacific.
No, they haven't. Coach Marshall's steaming over there. I think that's 4 or 5 turnovers already in this first half, and he's not happy with that failure to beat the press.
Long 3 ball. John Robert Simon comes away with the rebound. Quickly into the offensive end. Ron Baker had the ball stripped. He was going hard. Baker's actually lost 10 pounds this year in an effort to get him more explosive around the basket. When you watch him in practice now, he's up above the rim much more than we're used to seeing him, and he had that in mind there.
I think so. I think in the offseason they really worked on getting leaner, getting more explosive so that he could be quicker, be faster, and get up higher on his shots and on his drives to the basket.
It's the 15-footer right there. High leaping rebound from Marcus McDuffie, the 6'8" freshman out of Patterson, New Jersey.
Yeah, our first look at Marcus McDuffie, just a tremendous athlete, a small forward at 6'8".
Baker heating up. Maybe the layups weren't what he needed, and he just extend back to about 19 feet, and all of a sudden he's hitting nothing but net. Shockers hit 5 of their last 6.
You knew it wouldn't take long for him to get going.
Nice strong take. I couldn't get the shot.
That kid's a player, not Hager. Come on, finish.
And McDuffie passed up the dunk, for the easy bucket.
How about that 2-on-1 right there? McDuffie to Baker, back to McDuffie, and a nice shot on the left side with the right hand. A beautiful finish by the freshman. That shows you a little bit how athletic that 6'8 player is.
And a quick 10-point lead now for Wichita State. Quick timeout taken now by the Sharks from Hawaii Pacific, which hails, by the way, in Honolulu. Shockers on a 20-3 run, and really, Bob, as we take a look, showing their athleticism here over the last few minutes.
Yeah, they definitely. You mentioned it in the early in the ball game. They want to run. They want to get out on a fast break. Here's Baker hitting an outside shot out of their set offense. He also hits one coming off a screen here. Nice little handoff from Marcus McDuffie. Baker with the three out front. And then you're going to see a beautiful fast break here. Marcus McDuffie, the freshman out of New Jersey, back to Baker, back to McDuffie, and the finish by the 6'8 freshman. Boy, he's a good-looking freshman, isn't he?
Baker involved in all three of those highlights.
Yes.
Two of them shooting, one of them laying it off for the assist. McDuffie is an interesting situation. You're talking about a guy that played for Bobby Hurley Sr. at one of the blue blood high school programs in all of the country, St. Anthony's in Jersey City. Top 100 recruit for Wichita State. Keep in mind that freshmen can play in this exhibition game and still redshirt. Those who have played any Division I games in the past cannot. That's why Connor Frankamp isn't playing today.
Well, I'd be very surprised if McDuffie redshirts. He's just too good. He is an outstanding looking young player, top 100 recruit, as you mentioned, Bruce. But this kid can play three, possibly play a little two guard at 6'8". He's long. I mean, if you look at him, he looks like an ACC or a Big Ten small forward. He's just got that kind of body and that kind of athleticism, and he's got skills to go with it.
Peyton Allen also started a handful of games last year out of Springfield, Illinois. At Texas A&M is transferred into the program as Wichita State turns it over.
Little zone defense by Hawaii Pacific that time. The Shockers didn't do a very good job of attacking it.
Off the baseline, and yes, knocks it down. Good-looking shot there by Rima Lasella.
Now that time McDuffie a little bit too soft on his defense, needed to be up on the shooter, and Lasell made him pay for it.
There's Marcus McDuffie. And Robert Simon working off the ball screen. Baker popped just inside the three-point line, came away shy. Approaching the 8.5-minute mark in an 8-point game. And then the defensive pressure forces the travel. 3 new in for Wichita State. Anton Grady, Bush Wamakota, Landry Shamet all into the game for the Shockers. There's a good look at Landry.
They got a lot of depth, don't they? They can throw a lot of different combinations at you. And tonight being an exhibition game, you're seeing Coach Marshall experimenting with a lot of different kinds of lineup. Here's that 1-2-2 zone defense again by Hawaii Pacific. The shooters out here. Shamet's a real good outside shooter. Obviously, Ron Baker's one of the top shooters in the country. You got to stay on him.
And a foul is called. You know, we talk about the guys that can't play tonight. Fred Van Vliet obviously on the bench in his street clothes with a hamstring injury. Ron O'Nerger immediately to his left, interestingly, not in uniform tonight. It appears that he is going to opt at least to have the option to redshirt. The 6'10 sophomore out of Estonia. There's going to have to be a couple of guys. A year ago, nobody redshirted on this Wichita State team. They are so deep right now at this particular point with so many players and so many places to go to get minutes that one would think that you're going to have to find a couple of players that are willing to redshirt.
Well, it makes sense because you got Rashard Kelly, Anton Grady at the power forward positions. You got Shaq Morris and Bush Wamakota at the 5 spots. And then, of course, Evan Russell, you know, has been known to slide from the 3 down to the 4. He can play inside. So you've got a lot of players on that front line, so it makes sense for Ronald to redshirt.
Boy, how about that series right there? Quick double team to the corner. Baker flashing across the crease. to pluck the ball out of the air, and then the foul down low. Grady at the line to shoot two. This is vintage Wichita State.
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of that this season. A lot of full court zone pressure, full court man pressure. That time they got a nice deep trap in the right corner, and Ron Baker did an excellent job of anticipating the pass out of the trap and picked it off.
Grady leads all scorers for Wichita. Well, actually Baker with 9. Anton has 7.
Yeah, he's going to be the main inside threat this year with the Shockers. An experienced player who's been in a lot of big college basketball games.
That's a 2. McDuffie clears.
Yeah, there was miscommunication there between Shamet and Wamakota. Left the Shark wide open, but he couldn't knock it down.
Shamet with a good look. Soaring rebound, Grady, and then they got him for an offensive foul. May have sold it a little bit, Cole Norquist did, but
I don't know. I think they're calling it on.
But I think they got Grady for a drop of the shoulder. Timeout on the floor and an 11-point game.
Hey Woo, would you like fried ice cream for dessert?
Or how about some sopapillas? Both?
Like Woo, treat yourself. Every Friday in November is Shocker Spirit Day at Carlos O'Kelly's. The Spirit Squad gets 10% of all food sales, and every penny you spend on dessert goes to the WSU cheer team. Come see the Shocker cheerleaders. They'll be serving your desserts each Friday, east at 29th and Rock, and west at Ridge and Kellogg.
And 100% of dessert sales go to Shocker Cheerleading.
Because we're so sweet.
Without it, tall kids would just be tall. Naismith, just a name. There'd be no madness in March, no alley-oops or half-court buzzer beaters, and Cinderella would just be a bedtime story. Without oil and natural gas, our lives would be missing many of the ordinary products we depend on every day, and some that make life extraordinary. A message from Kansas Oil and natural gas producers.
Sometimes the game of life can be challenging. A struggle that feels like there's no way out, or no one that can help. Whether it's you or someone you know, you don't have to be alone. Prairie View can help. Let our team of experienced mental health and addiction professionals help you build the strength and skills you need to live well and focus on what's important. With treatment comes transformation. Let Prairie View help you get back to the game of life.
Grab a crisp, refreshing Bud Light. Put 2 plans on the table and let the NFL coin toss decide.
Okay, heads, we host a bocce tournament. Tails, tackle football. Kind of like a horseshoe tournament.
Full contact tackle football.
How's that fair?
Dear fashionistas, athletes, ballerinas, and first responders, we're honored that our fibers have your backs and arms and legs, heels and toes. We are Coke.
Shockers shooting at 53.8%. They are out rebounding their visitors from Honolulu 12-10. They have turned it over 6 times. Bob, they've picked up the pace offensively and shot the ball well of late.
Yeah, they played better defense, forced some misses that triggered the fast break, and a couple of turnovers that triggered the fast break. And they've heated up. They started off 1 out of 4, but have been 6 out of 9 in about the last 8 minutes or so.
Baker leads all scorers with 9 points. Anton Grady has 7. 5 for Joel Fiegler on the other side for Hawaii Pacific.
Been all man-to-man by the Shockers so far. Some full court pressure, zone pressure, but half court all man-to-man.
All the way to the basket. There's not going to be a lot of money at the basket against Wichita State, but he does draw the whistle. Nice play by Cole Norquist, the junior out of Elk Grove, California.
Well, Wamakota was right there for the block, and Shaman's going to learn that those big guys will help him protect the basket.
Well, that's twice they fouled with good help side. Evan Wessel hustling after he was on the back door of the play, and Landry Shamet as well with Wamakota there to take care of business. Bush only had 8 blocks a year ago. That's an area that he needs to improve, and I think an area that he probably will improve. for Greg Marshall. That's a valuable entity for Marshall over the years. He loves that eraser at the back end of the defense.
Yeah, he calls him the rim protector, and he loves to have a guy back there. Ahime Arupe played that role a few years ago, was a defensive player, a rebounder, and a great rim protector. And he'd love to see Wamakota do a lot more of that.
Look at Anton Grady work for it, call for the ball, nice little fadeaway. Wasn't rewarded for it, but he really worked hard for that possession.
He's a smooth-looking player,
yes,
down
he
there,
is.
Bruce. He's got a lot of different moves. You never know what he's going to do. He knows how to use his body. He knows how to use fakes, and he can turn either way.
3 ball on the way, and it bounced clear. Ron Baker with the rebound. Shockers playing with pace. Baker ahead of everyone. Nice lob. Shamit was there. Evan Wessel kind of got in the way and defended his own guy. That would have been a highlight. Nice take.
Oh, beautiful move that time.
Connor Looney, the junior out of Palmer, Alaska, knocking it home.
Nice basket. Went on underneath the basket, used it as a protect against the block.
Shamit off the screen. Boy, he's got a smooth-looking game for a guy so young, doesn't he?
Well, not only can he hit the shot, but he's a great defender. And then you saw the confidence that Ron Baker showed in him that last time down in transition. He was the guy they were throwing that lob to. So he can get off the floor as well.
Everything now being contested in a ball game. It's a 10-point lead. Shockers trailed by as many as 7 early on. It's been all Wichita State since then. And they just got Grady for a reach. Yeah. John Hendricks, Nathan Bemis, and Owen Short are the men in stripes, by the way, as Wichita State makes wholesale substitutions. Here's what we were talking about earlier, and this, you're right, this was a little contact play, a little kind of an eye look here from Ron Baker to Landry Shamit. Evan Wessel goes in defense. That's the toughest defense that Shamit will face all night.
You can't get a charge call, can you, on your teammate?
That was pretty solid.
He does that really well on the defensive end. That time he tried it on the offensive end.
If there was such a thing as a kangaroo court in college basketball, Wessel might have been paying for that one for a while. And then Evan gets a pound of flesh on that play, and the call goes against him as Cole Norquist goes down.
Well, he went for the ball, but he got mainly Cole Norquist's arm in the process, so he'll go to the line shooting a 1-and-1.
Evan Wessel's Heights Falcons were winners last night in high school football playoff action, defeating Goddard High School in a 41-27 final. Wessel, of course, was an all-state player at Heights, safety and wide receiver.
And all he did was win 3 basketball state championships for Joe Hauer, and then I think they won the following year again, 4 years in a row. And then he won a football state championship for Rick Wheeler up there at Heights High School. So a lot of success by Evan Wessel in high school, and they just brought it right here to Wichita State.
Won't find a better guy.
He's only 84-5.
Yeah, only
84-5 in games he's played in here at Wichita State. That's a 94% winning percentage, folks. 84-5 in his 3+ years here at Wichita State.
Pretty remarkable.
He's a winner.
Unbelievable runs in games late in the season against Northern Iowa, Kansas at the...
Yeah, how about the 4 threes against KU
he
up
was
in Omaha?
Incredible. Shaq Morris, that's just pure strength right there. 2 guys on him, and he just wheeled and dealed.
That's what they need out of Shaq. Get the ball, use your bulk, use your athleticism, and take the ball to the basket. He did it against his own that time and scored.
Wichita State running a lot of bodies at Hawaii Pacific. He's playing with a much shorter bench. Chauncey Orr with the nice little crossover by Orr all the way to the basket and gets it to go.
How about that move? Chauncey played for Chris Jones last year, and Chris told me that he's an all-around good player, a lot like Wessel. He can defend, he can pass, he can rebound, he can score a little bit, as you saw down there the last time down. He's an experienced player for Coach Rodebrugge. That's going to be a real plus for him transferring from Bowling Green.
Stepped out of bounds for a kind of an unforced error on that turnover. Wichita State's turned it over far too much for Greg Marshall's liking, I can tell you that. That's 7 here in the first half.
That'll be some, I'm sure on the film that'll get pointed out tomorrow.
Might be a few mentions
tomorrow
of it.
Monday.
Yep. against pressure. Ball fake, strong to the bucket, and gets it to go. Good stuff right there from Luke Hager.
Yeah. All-Pac West Conference second team had 16 points a game, 8 rebounds, and that time he made a tough shot against 260-pound Shaq Morris.
Backing in, Rashard Kelly. 12 to shoot. Taylor, the lefty, pops for 3. Offensive board by Kelly and a fresh 30.
And that's what he does, doesn't he? Just a really good rebounder. He just knows how to go get that basketball.
Greg Marshall wants ball movement. Zach Brown almost lost that one. That might have been a double dribble. Kelly all the way to the bucket and was bailed out by a block. Looked like it was pretty good defense by Hawaii Pacific, but Richard will be at the line to shoot 2 when we come back. 6-point Shocker League, 3.5 left in the first.
What you're about to see will amaze you. This man is wearing dentures. With no messy pastes, no adhesives whatsoever. The revolutionary 3M denture attachment system. Dentures snap out, they snap in, they stay put. The system is not recommended for everyone, and the required medical procedure carries potential risks. To determine whether this is right for you, set up a free consultation.
Over 16,000 implants, including this one. Cambridge Family Dentistry in Wichita.
Discover the Contour app from Cox. The app takes you to a world of personalized entertainment that can change how you watch TV. If you're a Cox TV and internet customer, it's likely you already have access to the Contour app for free. All you need is an iPad or select Android tablet and you're ready. Watch live TV and on-demand shows at home. Access TV network apps you can watch anywhere, and so much more. Just download the Contour app and sign in with your Cox primary user ID and password to get started today.
It's when somebody puts glue on your balloon and then they fix it. On Sunday, I throw it up.
Kids don't need to understand hospitals.
Maybe the good germs, like do a tornado kick and a back slam at them.
But hospitals need to understand kids. That's why Wesley Medical Center has the region's only ER, just for kids. And soon, the region's only children's hospital.
Watching TV the way you want all starts with having the right connections. Cox high-speed internet and Cox TV. At home, you get access to the fastest in-home Wi-Fi to stream seamlessly on multiple devices. Away from home, you can access more than 300,000 Wi-Fi hotspots, so you can watch a variety of TV shows online or by downloading your favorite TV network apps. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
Wichita State Shocker Basketball is brought to you by Delta Dental, because everyone deserves a healthy smile. By Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens. By Carlos O'Kelly's, and by Dillon's. Bruce Hurdle, Bob Hull back at the Roundhouse. 3.5 minutes left till the break. Landry Shamet, Ty Taylor. Shockers being outscored 12-8 in the paint, 7-0 on second chance points. Only out rebounding their much smaller visitors by 1.
You think that might get pointed out at halftime?
Yeah. They have had 5 fewer shots, in fact, than Hawaii Pacific, which is shooting just under 40% now at 9 of 23.
Interesting lineup out here for the Shockers now. Ty Taylor at point, Landry Shamet at 2 guard, the 2 incoming freshmen. Looks like Brown's going to be at small forward, Kelly at the power forward, and Shaq Morris at 5. Full court pressure again, 1-2-1-1.
Shockers recover after the ball breaks half court. And there's a 3 ball. Morris. Shamet comes away. Boy, a little change of pace and backs out. Shockers now into their man-to-man offense. Zach Brown all the way to the basket, up and under.
There you go. That's the way. Zach Brown. You know, he's a deadly shooter, and he proved it last year, knocking down a lot of outside shots, especially in the NCAA tournament against Indiana and KU. But he's been working really hard in the offseason on his ball handling, and that move right there, taking the ball to the basket, and that time he made a beautiful move to the basket.
And that time swiped it right away from Orr, all the way back the other way, and scores with the left hand.
Yeah, there you go.
Boy, how about that? Up and down the court with Zach Brown. Scores on one end, blocks on the other, takes it all the way, and scores again. That's a pretty good 30 seconds or so from Zach Brown.
A little one-man highlight reel right there, Bruce, and you called it. Made a nice move on the offensive end. Here comes the block on the defensive end. Then watch, he's going to go coast to coast with the left hand, gets by a defender all the way to the hole, and finishes on the left side. Beautiful play defensively and offensively by Zach Brown, the sophomore.
Well, the word is that he has separated himself a little bit here in early season preparations. Didn't get the start today, even with Fred Van Vliet on the bench, but this is a guy that down the stretch really made such great inroads, and by the time that Wichita State had finished the season, he was in a very regular rotation for Greg Marshall.
Yeah, he played really well in the NCAA tournament, had 11 points and 8 rebounds in the Indiana game up in Omaha, got 7 points against KU, hit a big three-pointer late in that ball. Remember that steal and that dunk he had in that ball game, and he had a great tournament over at Diamond Head Classic over in Hawaii. Did a great job over there, so had a good freshman year and looking to have even a better sophomore year.
Shockers at 12, enjoying their largest lead.
A little zone this time by the Shockers, so the 1-1-3 matchup zone.
Boy, Shamet almost got the play on the back door. And it's Wichita State's basketball off the air and shot.
Looked like a safety looking for an interception there.
You're right.
His eyes got big when that pass came out of that corner. He wanted that one.
Jumping that route.
He's a really smart kid. I've been watching him in practice a lot, and he does a lot of things well. He handles the ball well, as you've seen so far in this game. He shoots the ball very well. He's an excellent defender. He's been matching up with Ron Baker in practice every day, and they've been battling.
You talk about getting better quickly. That'll do it for you.
Yeah.
Boy, nice little backdoor lob, but Shaq Morris couldn't quite get it.
Yeah, it was a little set play against the zone. They were trying to screen, backside screen, and get the lob to Shaq Morris, but he couldn't handle the lob pass.
And then back the other way, nice little three ball from Clayton Guy, junior out of Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah, played at Rockhurst up there. Played in a lot of the ball games last year. Started 26 of 27 games, so an experienced player for Coach Bortburgi.
Taylor takes timeout. Greg Marshall will talk to his young team. He's got right now 2 sophomores and 3 freshmen on the floor.
Well, not real happy.
That's a teaching moment right there.
Not real happy about leaving that guy wide open for that open jump shot.
Shocker fans, come back and join us at Charles Koch Arena, home of Devlin Court, for these upcoming Shocker events like tonight, right here, as the Shocker volleyball team coming off a big win last night, take on Northern Iowa. Match tips off at 7 o'clock. First 250 students will receive a free pair of Shocker sunglasses, and admission is free to anyone with a ticket stub from today's basketball game against Hawaii Pacific. Had a great chat with Chris Lamb, one of my favorites here on campus yesterday. Such an unbelievable job with the volleyball program at Wichita State. Talking about a guy that's brought national recognition to a program.
Kind of a mad scientist kind of guy.
Very much so.
Very cerebral coach that always has something interesting to talk about and some new scheme to work on.
There's a good look at the Marshall scowl. You never have to go very far to look to see how Greg Marshall is. He wears it right there on his sleeve or his face.
And if you can't read it, he'll tell you.
Yes, he certainly will. That's not much of an issue.
Very forthright, dude. One of the most honest coaches I've ever been around.
You never have to wonder what he's thinking. Baker pops for 3. Shockers trying to get on the offensive glass, and they do it.
Nice job by Kelly tipping that ball out.
Brown all the way to the bucket. Boy, what a great first step from Zach Brown. And Bob, I want you as a former coach to talk about the importance of that first step to get to the basket.
Well, he's known for his shooting. He can shoot, and he's got tremendous range. But if all you can do is shoot, then they'll just put a defensive guy on you and just hug you, and you won't get any shots. So you got to have a move to the basket. And that first step is so important, Bruce, because now the defense, if you come out and cheat and try to overplay the shooting, if you can go by that guy, it puts tremendous pressure on that defender and the team defense. And I'll tell you, Greg Heyer worked on him hours and hours and hours last summer and spring and fall, working on that right there, taking the ball to the basket. And you can see it paying off already.
Boy, great first step. Brown with 6, heads to the bench for a little rest. Hamilton in the game, McDuffie again, those 2 6'8" wings.
Hey, Brown is huge. You ever stood next to him in practice?
He's a tall guy,
he's
isn't he?
6'6", 6'7". Sometimes guys are 6'6", and they're only about 6'4", and they're cheating about their height. Now, he's about 6'6", 6'7", and he's a big kid. He's put on about 10 pounds since last year. And I tell you, he's an impressive-looking athlete.
There's some wingspan on this Shocker team. Zach Brown, Shamet, Hamilton, McDuffie.
If you didn't have the jerseys on and you walked into practice, you think they were an ACC or a Big 12 team. They've got that kind of size, that kind of athleticism.
Great give.
Come on, Bush. Come on, Bush.
Get up there and finish it. Finally comes out and then fakes the shot.
Good thing you didn't shoot that fadeaway out there.
And then turns it over with a lazy pass, and then McDuffie swats it away.
Well,
boy, Greg Marshall.
Talk about a stare.
He's given Duke Wamakota a long look.
It's good he doesn't have that X-ray vision that Superman has, and it might have burned a hole right through Bush.
Ron Baker gave him an absolutely perfect feed at the other end for a bent arm slam off the baseline. Instead, he ends up turning it over after a couple of misses. The foul on the other end is for Ron Baker.
Okay, the good news is he caught the pass.
He did.
He didn't finish, but he caught the pass, so that's a step forward. And he's coming to the bench and going to get a couple of choice words from Coach Marshall.
Only words of encouragement.
And Isaac Brown says, here, sit next to me, and we'll talk about it.
Eric Hamilton, the freshman redshirt out of, actually just the freshman out of Atlanta, Georgia, played down the road at Sunrise Academy.
Hey, let me tell you, in his defense, Bush Wamakota's defense, remember last year, he was the guy they brought in to play defense against people. When Seth Tuttle was getting everybody in foul trouble here in the game against you and I, he came in and guarded him the last 10 minutes of the first half and did a great job on him. And he did a good job against KU, against their big guy that got a bunch of our guys in foul trouble. So Bush did a good job at the end of last year, and I think they're counting on him a lot for that 5 spot this year.
Eric knocks down the first of 2 free throws, won the dunk contest. Big wing who will shoot from deep and doesn't have a lot of conscience that way. He'll shoot the basketball. Has been described as a car going downhill with no brakes.
A big car.
A big car with no brakes.
He's 6'8", long arms, and a tremendous athlete.
Boy, how about that? Timeout from the bench bails out Hawaii Pacific. That's
rule.
right, new rule. You can't do it from the bench. That's right. That was called by a heads-up play by the player. And a full timeout on the floor with 30 seconds left here in a first half with some mixed returns for Wichita State. Very slow start. They were down 10-3, but once they got going, they've really allowed their defense to feed their offense.
Yeah, I think you're right. It started on the defensive end with turnovers and missed shots triggering the fast break. And here's a look at that last play. They're in that 1-2 full court zone press, and there's a nice trap deep in the corner by Landry Shamet and Eric Hamilton. They've got that kid really pinned in the corner, and heads-up play by Chauncey Orr showing his experience there, calling the timeout and saving the turnover.
And how about 2 freshmen, neither one of them fouling on the play? How often do you have to yell shouts of encouragement to freshmen to not reach? 2 guys that went straight up with their arms, used their size, used their length, and allowed the sideline and the baseline to be extra defenders to force a near turnover.
Yeah, good point. Good point, Bruce. A lot of times guys will reach in and bail a guy out right there, but you're right. They did a good job of pinning him there in that corner. Wichita 3-quarter court presser this time.
Wichita State up by 13. Orr with it, draws the double team. Couldn't get through it. McDuffie leaves it off, and a great driving bucket off of Eric Hamilton.
How about McDuffie to Hamilton, 2 really impressive 6'8" freshmen right there finishing that fast break.
3 ball on the other end. McDuffie he and Orr getting mixed up, and I'll tell you one thing, McDuffie was not letting that one go.
You think that kid wants to play a little bit?
Yeah, I think that he probably does.
I think so too. I've been watching him in practice. He's been battling Zach Brown in practice and some of the other guys. Talking to a rebound here on it. There's a long shot here, wide open, misses it, and look at McDuffie just go up there and battle. And he and Orr battled for it, and McDuffie was not going to be denied.
See what Wichita State can do in this, the last possession. McDuffie. Almost a one-handed follow by Eric Hamilton. Those two young wings providing some pretty interesting moments here as they rise as one. After a 42-27 surge, Shockers lead by 15 at the break. That's their largest lead of the first half. Halftime festivities, and we come back to the Roundhouse. Wichita State leading Hawaii Pacific 42-27.
Easy to say thanks. You should hear it more often. So thanks for your business. Thanks for your trust. And just plain thanks.
Your home telephone is still your most reliable connection to the world. But you don't want to be bothered by unwanted calls from people you don't know or telemarketers. Cox Digital Telephone offers a variety of call handling features so you can know who's calling, accept or reject calls, and protect your privacy. With Cox Digital Telephone, you're in control. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
This is Phil with Mel Hamilton Ford, and you know all dealers offer incentives and rebates. All of the Ford dealers offer the exact same benefits to each and every customer. No matter how big or small we are, we all offer the same. So why buy your next vehicle from us? Because we care about your needs before, during, and after the sale. If service is what you care about, I promise you our state-of-the-art service department will fix your vehicle right the first time. Give Mel Hamilton Ford a chance to be your dealership of choice. Check us out online at mhford.com, at Mel Hamilton Ford. We're better, we're proving it. You be the judge.
With On Demand from Cox Advanced TV, there's more exciting entertainment available on your TV than ever before. Hit movies and hot new releases, tons of free TV shows, concerts and music videos, and access to huge libraries of premium channel series, movies, and more. Press the On Demand button on your remote and you're ready to go, all on your schedule, right at home. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
Pizza Hut has made pizza and breadsticks even more awesome because now they're together as one. It got me thinking, everything is better together.
Bring home the flavor with the Twisted Crust Pizza and 2 dipping sauces, only at Pizza Hut.
Grab a crisp, refreshing Bud Light. Put 2 plans on the table and let the NFL coin toss decide.
If it's heads, we should go rock climbing this weekend. Tails.
Really, dude? What about your arm?
Heads, we go cliff diving. Tails,
Again, I think you're missing the point.
Heads, we go rafting.
Shocker Basketball is brought to you by Green Vision Group, by the Kansas Lottery. Play the Kansas Lottery and dream bigger. By Prairie View, and by the Patterson Legal Group. The good guys are proud Shocker sponsors. Hurt in a car wreck? Go to PattersonLegalGroup.com. And welcome into the Roundhouse here on the Patterson Legal Group halftime reports. Wichita State up by 15. Bruce Hurdle along with Bob Hull. Shockers down 7 early, really out of sync, allowed their defense to create offense, and then really got into rhythm, getting good shots, creating good shots, and knocking them down.
Yeah, a really shaky start for the Shockers, turning the ball over, missing some easy baskets, not playing great defense, but they tightened that defense up, and that's what got them going. And then Ron Baker on the offensive end, hitting a couple of nice shots, and that seemed to kind of loosen everybody up. And as soon as Ron hit those 2 shots, then Grady went to work inside, and then you saw the rest of the Shockers start to contribute.
This is all without Fred Van Vliet, who, remember, is in plain clothes here today because he's facing a little bit of a left hamstring pull that he's just getting ready. Could have played tonight if he needed to, but for precautionary measures, he is out of the lineup. It all starts for real next week as Charleston Southern comes in, and this is going to be a good basketball team as here we go.
Well, Charleston Southern came into town a couple of years ago, and they're very athletic, they're very talented, and Shockers better be ready for that ball game because you can get knocked off in early games if you're not ready to play. So they need to get the kinks out today, and obviously a bad start, but they got it smoothed out here in the first half. In the second half, I think Coach Marshall wants to see him dominate on the boards, wants to see him take care of the basketball and tighten up that defense and let the defense start the fast break and try to get the running game going.
Bob, this is not a schedule that this team plays that is conducive to slow starts. They've got to get out of the gate very quickly. This is a very difficult schedule that Greg Marshall is playing. He plays a tough one every year, but he's really upped the ante this season. And those first month of the season, there are going to be some very important ball games for this team to play.
Going to be some very good ball games. They've got Charleston Southern we talked about next Friday. They're going to go to Tulsa.
Tough
and
game.
you know, Haith is going to have a lot of talent down there at Tulsa. They'll be a lot better this year. And then they go to Orlando for some really tough ball games. They start off with USC, Southern California, and then they'll play either Xavier or Alabama. And then Iowa and Notre Dame sit there in the opposite side of the bracket as well. So 3 really quality games down there in Orlando.
So the importance, obviously, of getting off to a good start, being well-developed, well-honed, with good substitution patterns and player personnel groupings is self-evident. Off to a pretty good start here against Hawaii Pacific, up by 15 as we continue on the Patterson Legal Group halftime report.
A new era has begun at Wichita Eisenhower National Airport. Park in the new garage, offering 800 covered spaces. Check in with one of 5 airlines and enjoy the shorter walk to your gate. Screening is designed for efficiency, giving you more time to shop and dine at a variety of new choices. You can also recharge before you depart. Just plug in right under your seat. First class, convenient. Wichita Eisenhower National Airport. Change has landed.
This is Louie. Louie is the envy of every dog on his block. It's not because of his physique. It's because his owner, Pete, has Cox TV. It includes all these cool apps that let him watch TV when he's on the go. Pete gets to watch his favorite shows and live sports every day while he walks Louie, and that makes Louie the top dog. Well played, Louie. Well played. Download your free TV apps today at cox.com/TV everywhere.
Choosing a home improvement company for your home is a big decision. Work with someone who has a reputation for excellence. All Seasons Construction is locally owned and has been serving the Wichita area for over 20 years. And as a nationally recognized company by a qualified remodeler magazine, we stand by our work and offer our customers a 5-year labor warranty. We're also a recent recipient of the Super Service Award from Angie's List. For the best in home replacement solutions, call us today. For all the right reasons, choose All Seasons Construction.
Your digital lifestyle means you have a lot of digital stuff. But what do you do with all of it? With Cox High-Speed Internet, you have an easy way to safely store, backup, access, and share your stuff anytime, at home or on the go. It's called Cloud Drive, a free cloud storage solution for all your stuff. Get started today. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
When you need cash fast with flexibility, go to Speedy Cash for a Flex Lock line of credit. Get up to $1,500 cash on the spot, pay only for the time you use it, and with a flexible line of credit, you get more cash if you need it.
Love that Speedy Cash.
Pizza Hut has made pizza and breadsticks even more awesome because now they're together as one. It got me thinking, everything is better together.
Bring home the flavor with the Twisted Crust Pizza and 2 dipping sauces, only at Pizza Hut.
15-point game at the half. Patterson Legal Group halftime report continuing. Wichita State 42-27 leaders. Here's your Wendy's look at the first half statistics. Shockers shooting it well at 48% after a poor start, 12 of 25. Haven't done much from three-point range, although they've hit 2 of 6, holding Hawaii Pacific to just 3 of 11. They're up by 7 in the rebounding department, 22-15. Turned it over far too many times for Craig Marshall's liking, but he's got a lot of players obviously handling the basketball, so looking to improve on that a little bit. And points in the paint, Wichita State, after trailing through much of the first half, finally has an advantage, as you would expect with their size differerential, 14-12. Two score tied, and just one lead change once Wichita State took the lead after a little 8-0 run. They took care of business. Let's take a look at highlights now from the first half. And there were plenty of them, and actually Hawaii Pacific had them early, but once Wichita State got them going, here's Anton Grady. A good look from Grady. Had a pretty nice little first half, did Anton, with 7 points and a rebound. Rashard Kelly deep, hit one of 2 3 balls that he had for the contest. Ron Baker, after missing his first 2 shots, has been perfect since. Strong move to the bucket right there for the game's leading scorer with the 9 points. Baker lengthening it out. Good little move here. Look at the freshman leaving it off. Baker pops and hits. Ron Baker, 3 of 7, 9 points, 2 rebounds. Your KDOT, Kansas Department of Transportation, first half highlights as Wichita State defensively creating an opportunity here, and McDuffie finishes off the feed from Hamilton. Back in a moment as the Patterson Legal Group halftime report continues.
Hey Wu, would you like fried ice cream for dessert?
Or how about some sopapillas?
Both?
Like Wu, treat yourself. Every Friday in November is Shocker Spirit Day at Carlos O'Kelly's. The Spirit Squad gets 10% of all food sales, and every penny you spend on dessert goes to the WSU cheer team. Come see the Shocker cheerleaders. They'll be serving your desserts each Friday, east at 29th and Rock, and west at Ridge and Kellogg.
And 100% of dessert sales go to Shocker Cheerleading.
Because we're so sweet.
The Carnahan Group is a highly trained team of residential realtors ready to accomplish the goals of buyers and sellers in Wichita. We utilize state-of-the-art marketing with exceptional photography for an inspirational experience online and in print media. Buyers can expect a team of unique abilities with years of experience to negotiate on their behalf and a smooth transaction all the way to their new home.
Play Zombie Adventure from the Kansas Lottery, and you could instantly win a MotoPed survival bike. The tricked-out zombie hunting super hauler is equipped to carry all your weapons of mass zombie slaying power, taking you up to 300 miles without ever having to stop, so that you can escape with your life, or at least get to work on time.
Morning, Cheryl.
Morning, Craig.
Time out! Time out for a substitution. Okay, everybody in.
Whoa, too many people on the court.
This is the Patterson legal team. Lawyers, expert witnesses, paralegals, all with great credentials.
All at once?
All this, and we get nothing until you get paid. If you're injured, you're gonna want them all.
I gotta check the rule book.
Only one rule. We get our clients every dollar they deserve.
All right. Gary Patterson team, all in.
Okay, guys, let's play ball.
6872400. When you need cash fast with flexibility, go to Speedy Cash for a Flex Lock line of credit. Get up to $1,500 cash on the spot, pay only for the time you use it, and with a flexible line of credit, you get more cash if you need it.
Love that Speedy Cash.
From fuel to durable tires to the blacktop itself, we help make it all better. So if life is really all about the journey, hey, let's ride. We are Coke.
Shockers up by 15, and by virtue of, and go ahead and cue Freddie Mercury and David Bowie, a lot of pressure, because that's what this team does. They create turnovers, and they don't allow you to shoot a particularly good percentage.
Yeah, that's what this team is built for. Look at it, here's a full court man-to-man, or full court zone press there. Grady, Shamet, and Baker with the steal. Here's another trap in the half court. They just love to get out after you, pressure you, force you to drive, force you to rush a little bit, hurry things, and get steals. And when they get steals, they want to run off these steals. Here's Brown playing some good defense. A nice block, and he's going to finish, go coast to coast, go all the way to the other end and score.
Shockers forced 9 turnovers and just 34% shooting from Hawaii Pacific. Second half, right around the corner.
Sad, isn't it? How some places treat their bacon. Cook it in another zip code and reheat it on this hypnotizing carousel of shame. Time for a wake-up call. Time for Wendy's Baconator. Piled high with only freshly cooked bacon. Does this look like microwave bacon? Please. This is where 6 strips of applewood smoked goodness meets half a pound of pure fresh beef. Don't keep the Baconator waiting.
Visit one of Green Vision Group's 18 locations today to maximize your healthcare dollars. Our optometrists and ophthalmologists offer full-service, personalized care for the entire family. Use your flexible spending and vision insurance benefits for eye exams, contact lenses, fashion eyewear, prescription sunglasses, LASIK, or other eye surgeries. Our vision is to help you focus on the moments that matter most. Green Vision Group. Never miss a moment.
Right here at Kansas Star Casino and Hotel, I-35, exit 33, Mulvane, Kansas.
Drink, 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 drink. Fun, 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 fun. All I wanna do is have some more fun tonight. Drive, 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 drive. Dum, 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 dum. Such a stupid way to ruin your life. Drink, 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 drink. Drive, 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 drive. You'll lose your job and have to move back to your mom's tonight. Now your girlfriend goes out with another guy.
Rashard Kelly will get the start for the second half as opposed to Shaq Morris in the first. Other than that, the same starting 5 for Wichita State. Hawaii Pacific starts it off, and we've got 20 minutes of basketball still to play.
Yeah, I think the instructions were probably pretty simple at halftime by Greg Marshall, Bruce. Play smothering defense. Dominate the backboards, and let's run our stuff and execute on the offensive end. Take care of the basketball. No more turnovers.
And already a forced turnover by the Shockers at the expense of Hawaii Pacific. The Sharks, 16-game winners a year ago. Baker all the way to the basket. Backs it off, 18 to shoot, then loses it.
Tried to make a little move there on that left side. Was isolated against his defender. Tried to make a little back dribble and then cross over and go with the left hand and lost it out of bounds.
If you are just joining us and wondering where Fred Van Vliet is, he's sitting on the Shocker bench in his regular clothes, not playing as he shakes off the lingering but fading effects of a hamstring injury. Will be ready to go for the opener, barring something crazy this week against Charleston Southern. That's next Friday night. Good low post. Anton Grady could have just as easily gotten the whistle, but what I loved was his ability to catch the ball deep.
Yeah, he did his work early. He got the defender down deep on his back and then protected, kept the defender behind him, and a nice pass delivered by Landry Shamet, and Anton finished.
Up and under, nice play.
Wow, nice play by Fiegler.
Fiegler, the Las Vegas native by way of Central Arkansas. Grady with the left hand this time, and this time he does draw the whistle. Grady went deep and scored, wheeled left, scored right the last time. That time he caught it and went the other way, tried to score with the left.
Yeah, I've been told he's got a lot of moves, and we've seen it in practice so far. He's a very experienced player, very crafty. You never know what he's going to do in there. He's got a lot of variety to his post game, and he can turn around and face you. He can go over the left shoulder, over the right shoulder, and as you've seen so far, he's really crafty at using a lot of shot fakes to get the defender off balance.
And he is the first player on either side into double figures with 10, make it 11.
And he's got big shoes to fill. Darius Carter did a great job for the Shockers last year inside, but Brady looks like he's got the tools to do it.
Look at the double team right out here. Boy, almost forced a backcourt violation. 3-ball coming. Shamet high in the air to make the play. Long arms, and now he's on the other end. Wessel down low. Little inside out. Wessel for 3. There we go. Great ball movement that entire possession.
So Evan Wessel doesn't have to hit outside shots to be valuable to this team. We've seen that in the past, but if he can hit those outside shots, Bruce, then that makes the Shockers very, very difficult to cover. Because you got Ron Baker out there, and you got Fred Van Vliet, and these other guys out there can all shoot the ball.
Nice job by Grady on that little backside poke there to knock it away. Kelly may have walked, and he did.
I think he made a nice move. He just slid that pivot foot just a little bit when he stopped to go back and go over the right shoulder.
All the way to the basket. Very easy offensive rebound in the putback from Luke Hager. Hager hasn't been heard from much. Luke with 6 points. The 7 of Fiegler leads the Sharks. Nice little touch. Brady showing a variety of moves over his last 3 possessions down there.
Yeah, that time the little jump hook with the right hand. He's got Fiegler. Fiegler's 6'10", but he's kind of slightly built, so Anton's doing a good job of getting him down low and using his size, using his bulk against him.
Hager all the way to the bucket and draws the foul. Shockers didn't do a real good job on a switch there, and Hager beat the pressure to the basket. Brady is called for the foul. That's his 3rd. Shockers up by 20 and playing comfortably now. Shaq Morris about to check in along with Zach Brown. Ty Taylor will come into the game. Marcus McDuffie or Eric Hamilton rather.
You know, Bruce, you got to be impressed with Darren Vorderbrugge's team. You know, Hawaii Pacific has not looked like, they've gone right after the Shockers. They haven't looked like they're intimidated whatsoever tonight. And they're doing a good job of taking it to the Shockers as that last time there by Hager.
Vorderbrugge's a good story, too. Not only does he have Wichita ties, but he's married to a Wichita girl, Doug Blackman, Dr. Doug Blackman, who's a great friend and supporter of Wichita State basketball. Eye doctor here in town. He's married to his daughter. Can't imagine that didn't have something to do with Hawaii Pacific coming here to get this game.
I'm sure he put a few hints in.
Probably helped a little bit.
His wife gets a free trip home, and they get a nice little guarantee check for Hawaii Pacific's program. And they're doing a good job today, by the way.
Yes, they are.
They're playing very well.
That's going to get to backcourt. Greg Marshall is going to look for someone to go make a play. That one was tipped into backcourt, and he wanted someone to hustle after it and didn't get it.
Vorderbrugge coached at Hoisington High School and then at Northwest High School here in the City League and won the City League championship at Northwest.
Ball on the floor. Hamilton comes away with it, and finally Ron Baker with the court timeout call. Ron Baker with the Johnny-on-the-spot moment on a good hustling play. And slow to get up is Luke Hager. Hope he'll be all right. Timeout on the floor. Shockers by 19.
Pizza Hut has made pizza and breadsticks even more awesome because now they're together as one. It got me thinking, everything is better together.
Bring home the flavor with the Twisted Crust Pizza and 2 dipping sauces, only at Pizza Hut.
Grab a crisp, refreshing Bud Light, put 2 plans on the table, and let the NFL coin toss decide.
Okay, heads, Todd says we go to Tina's pool party tomorrow.
Nice.
Tails, we go to the beach all day and snuggle.
Nice.
Wait, autocorrect, he meant snorkel. Cool. Snorkeling. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Greg Marshall, coach of the Wichita State Shockers men's basketball team, and I'm here to talk to you about Dillon's. Now, I know a thing or two about committing yourself to excellence. That's why I love Dillon's. Because the Dillon's team is committed to high-quality food, low prices, and the kind of friendly service that makes you feel right at home. So next time you're having a party or a tailgate to cheer on the team, stop by Dillon's for your favorite food and drinks. Go Shockers! Great food, low prices at Dillon's.
Styles come and go. There was a time when color reigned supreme, and one was judged by the volume of their hair. When rebellion was expressed with dark makeup and piercings, a gown made a statement. Fashions may change, but Delta Dental of Kansas has been here through them all. With the largest dentist network and individual insurance plans, we make sure your best fashion accessory always shines bright. Some things never go out of style. Keep your smile. Learn more about individual and family dental insurance plans at deltadentalks.com.
At Aetna, we believe a health insurance company should be as passionate about their members' health as they would be their own. Because a healthier you leads to a healthier community, and healthier communities lead to a healthier world.
Dear fashionistas, athletes, ballerinas, and first responders, we're honored that our fibers have your backs and arms and legs, heels and toes. We are Coke.
Wichita State up by 19 at the 15:58 mark. Great defensive hustle. Now, there may have been a mugging that was missed on this as well, but great. Actually, the foul would have been on Hager more than anything. He had the death grip on there, but great hustle by Wichita State.
Yeah, Brown and Hamilton in on that. You got to like the fact the freshman got on the floor first, so Hamilton getting on the floor, and coaches will notice that.
Yeah, that after a play where a ball was deflected into backcourt that no Shocker hustled after it, and Greg Marshall was none too pleased. None too pleased. Boy, the next time it happened, he had guys flailing all over the floor.
Yeah, it'll be a short leash here in the second half. The guys aren't playing the way he wants them to play. Oh, Brett Barney in there now
good
inside.
to see Brett Barney in, another Sunrise Christian player. How about that? Zach Brown doing what he did so well a year ago. Talking about a guy that shot better than 42% from three-point range for the season.
Yeah, outstanding three-point shooter with a lot of range. And this is a 6'6" guy that is very, very athletic.
Last touched by the visitors from Honolulu. Ron Baker, I don't think even knows that this is an exhibition game. He's throwing himself all over the floor, diving for loose balls. It's already got floor burns and stuff.
Yeah, you get floor burns in a pickup game.
Yeah.
He and Wessel don't like to lose.
Nope.
They haven't done much of it their high school and college careers. It's like back to man-to-man by Hawaii Pacific. They went zone one trip out of the timeout. Now back to man-to-man.
There's a whistle, and it's going to go against Connor Looney.
Little set play brought Zach Brown off a back screen and trying to post him up against a shorter defender through the foul.
Barney not only played at Sunrise, but played at Mays South before that. Another local kid.
He and Hamilton banged heads all last year up there at Sunrise Christian.
Hamilton went to the basket there and wanted a whistle, didn't get it. A lot of contact. 24 seconds to negotiate a shot here. Just under 15 minutes to play. Second half action. Wichita State has pushed it out to a 22-point lead. Nice little left-handed touch with the hook. How about that?
How about that? Brett Barney with a little jump hook. 6'9" freshman out of Sunrise Christian. And as Bruce mentioned, Mays South.
And then he draws the charge on the other end.
Yeah, he's a good-looking kid. I'll tell you, I'm watching him in practice. He shoots it well. He bangs inside. He's a very quick learner.
This is a little 1-2 punch courtesy of Brett Barney. And how about working on the other end?
A little Mays South and Sunrise Christian recruiting film here. Brent Barney, a little highlight reel on the offense and defensive end.
Yeah, we've had that a couple of times tonight, courtesy of youngsters from Sunrise. There's only 4 of them on this roster that have played at Sunrise, and Kyle Lindstedt is the new Shocker assistant. all the way to the bucket.
Ron's going to do something with that. He kind of backed away from that guy so he wouldn't get the foul, and I think he just tripped over his own feet, but the referee, I think, was screened out on the play. That's Owen Short called the foul, but look, watch Ron back up here and back away from this.
In fact, he's nowhere near him. You are very kind to say that he was screened out on the play. Perhaps one might not blow the whistle if they are screened out on the play.
Well, you could put it, you could say it that way.
You could. So Baker with the phantom foul. Connor Looney, the beneficiary. Connor's got the whole Hawaii thing. He goes from Alaska to Hawaii. Now that's not a bad deal.
Yeah, that's smart.
If you can summer in Alaska and then winter in Hawaii, you're ahead of the game.
Yeah. Smart kid, good shooter too. 52% from 3 last year. Kid can shoot the basketball.
From Palmer, Alaska. Ty Taylor the second in the game for Wichita State. Nice strong take. Had it rejected, but a whistle.
This Hawaii Pacific team's not backing off at all. Coach Vodeberg, he's got them playing hard, and they're defending and working hard and hitting the boards. And that time Fiegler went up for the block, but that call for the foul. We'll see Taylor on the line here.
Taylor, one of 6 players from Hargrave Academy to go to Division I off of that team a year ago. And this is the type of player now that Wichita State is getting more consistently. Amongst those who offered, Creighton, Texas, Minnesota. Talking about some fairly high-level programs. They're obviously very familiar with Creighton. Hails from Grandview, Missouri, which produced, amongst others, Josh Freeman. He's a first-round draft pick out of Kansas State at quarterback. And a pretty good basketball player named Alec Burks.
Yeah. Well, Taylor had a pretty good high school career. That lefty, he had 47 points against Raytown South his senior year, so he can really shoot the basketball. He's probably that's probably what he does best. The lefty can really shoot the 3 and can really shoot. And having to guard Fred Van Vliet in practice every day.
Yeah, that'll get you
can
better.
imagine what that's like.
Yeah, you've got nice little back screen there, and then a little bit too aggressive on it, and the foul is going to go.
That's on Darnell Bettis.
Darnell Bettis.
Who does not agree with the call. He said a really hard back screen, and looked like they were going to get a layup that time, but the referee called him for moving on the screen.
And the problem with setting a really hard screen when you're that size against Shaq Morris is that you're not going to win that battle. So not only was he called for the foul, he also went about splaying 6 feet under the basket.
Shaq's a big man.
Calling for it down low and scores.
An agile man. How about that play right there?
That was a good catch. He was knocked off the block a little bit by Fiegler. Still had the presence of mind to make the play and then get the ball up off the glass.
He's 6'7", 260 pounds, and he's lost some weight to get down to 260 pounds, so a lot of muscle there, so he's a hard guy to move around.
And then the foul is going to go. I think they got Barney on the foul. Here's a look at what we're talking about.
Nice job of swinging the basketball, getting it inside his Shaq Morris. Look how agile that big guy is. I tell you, you watch this guy, and he makes some very agile plays. He's 6'7", 260 pounds, but he can run, he can jump, and that time he made a nice little move.
Chauncey Orr at the line to shoot 2, misses the first of 2. Bowling Green, Ohio, native, and played for Chris Jans. He's back at Wichita State as the video coordinator at Bowling Green. Had a very successful season a year ago.
Prior to Chris Jans at Bowling Green, it was Lewis Orr was the head coach there, the former NBA player and Syracuse star, and Chauncey, his son, played 3 years for his dad there, or 2 years for his dad there.
And the connection is Ron Baker's ahead of everyone. Let's see what happens here. Up and with the play. A nice little coast-to-coast play as he took the ball off the glass and went hard. Louis Orr also has a little Wichita State connection. He talked about not only playing at Syracuse and in the NBA, was also the head coach at Seton Hall, the team that Wichita State beat in the opening round of the 2006 NCAA tournament. Of course, they went on to beat Tennessee in the next round and reached the Sweet 16 under Mark Turgeon. Louis Orr was that head coach for Seton Hall at that point.
Good memory.
Yeah, can't remember to close drawers and closet doors, but I'm pretty good about that kind of minutia.
Shockers got a big game at Seton Hall this year. They're going to go to New Jersey to play later on this non-conference schedule.
And now we're going to, let's see what we got here. I'm going to redo that.
I don't think they reset the shot clock.
They didn't reset the shot clock. That was the question.
John Henrik noticed and brought him back, but now it gives the Hawaii Pacific a chance to set up their press defense.
And a chance for Wichita State to work on breaking it. Shannon across, well, almost across the timeline, does it with about a second to spare.
He's a two-guard that can also slide over and play some point guard. You saw there, he's got a good handle with his right hand, with his left hand. He's a very, very smart kid. And knows when to go, when not to go. He plays at a real nice pace for a freshman.
Marcus McDuffie got a little out of speed on there, but made a play, and that's just how good of athlete he is. Even primped up a little bit, able to get the ball up off the glass.
6'8" and long, and he knows where that basket is.
Yes, he does. That's a guy that turned down VCU and Boston College, SMU, Maryland, a lefty. Hugler with a shot. He's hit a couple of triples tonight.
Yep. 6'10", steps out and knocks down the long shot.
Just inside the three-point line. That's a nice touch. Back-to-back buckets by lefties for Wichita State.
Yeah, Taylor can he can score from three. He can score on the pull-up. He's an outstanding shooter. And McDuffie's a lefty, but he's a lefty in real life. But he plays right-handed in basketball. He shoots everything right-handed, but he's a left-hander, right's left-handed.
Shockers cruising. They are up by 16. Back in a moment.
Want a new Chevrolet and don't think you can afford it? Check out our vehicle exchange program.
Pick out your new Chevrolet and we'll keep your payments the same or lower. New car, new technology, new look, no payment increase.
Only at Don Hatton. Shop us last. You'll love us.
TV has always been about entertainment. With Contour, it's about your entertainment. As a Contour customer, you can get personalized show recommendations by creating individual user profiles on your TV or on your tablet. Once user profiles are set up, each user can enjoy a personalized TV experience with recommended shows, preferred guide settings, and more. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
At Flint Hills RV, you'll find the largest RV store in the Wichita area, carrying everything from small travel trailers to luxury fifth wheels and Class A coaches. We are proud to introduce the newest additions to our lineup, the Cruiser Air by Crossroads, combining livability with high-end features and redefining your home away from home. And the Montana, the #1 selling luxury fifth wheel for 14 consecutive years. Check out Flint Hills RV just east of Wichita on Highway 54 or online at flinthillsrv.com.
Cox High-Speed Internet connects you to the people and things that matter most. And there are things you can do to ensure you get the most out of your internet connection. Whether it's choosing the right speed option to power all your devices, choosing the optimal equipment, or correctly setting up your in-home Wi-Fi network, let Cox help you get the speed and support you need to do the things you love. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
Don Hatton Chevrolet, a hometown dealership with hometown values. No haggle pricing, professional sales staff, quality service, and all the conveniences you could ever want from a dealership. So save the best for last. We're okay with that. Don Hatton.
Well, I wasn't a math major. In fact, remedial math was probably where I was destined to. So 16 points, 26 points. What's the difference? Wichita State's up by a bunch, and they're doing it with great shooting here in the second half.
Yeah, much better shooting in the second half. 75% so far, 9 out of 12 for Wichita State. And And that's the kind of offensive execution I'm sure Coach Marshall wanted to see here in the second half.
Nice little inbounds play right there. Fiegler with the lob from the baseline off the pass from Looney. And that draws a two-shot foul on the third foul from Landry Shaman.
Nice play drawn up in the timeout by Coach Vorderbrugge, and got a real nice lob. Would have been a dunk if he hadn't been fouled.
And he knocks it through. Joel's had a pretty nice game, 11 points. He's hit all 4 of his shots, both of them from three-point range. This is a nice play. A little back pick on Barney. Roll to the basket.
Joel led his Phoenix College team to the JUCO Division II National Championship last year. Had 17 points in the championship game, so he's used to doing some winning himself.
Spent his freshman year at Central Arkansas, so he's got Division I experience. Central Arkansas, the same school that, of course, produced Scottie Pippen. Shaq Morris working hard. Nice tip by Taylor, who came in there showing some elevation.
2 good offensive rebounds by the Shockers. First by Shaq Morris, then by Taylor, but they couldn't finish it. A good hustle on the boards.
Hager to the bucket. Boy, that's got to be a walk or a foul, one or the other, or a jump ball. Okay.
Held ball. Well, Brett Barney was beat off the bounce by Hager, and Shaq did a good job of sliding over. He was in good help position, slid over, got his defense established, and held his ground and forced that turnover. Good job by Shaq Morris that time.
Marcus McDuffie with the immediate double team. It helps to be 6'8" when there's only a 6'5" and a 6'4" guy trying to defend you. Great look from McDuffie, and Shaq with the flush.
I tell you, McDuffie's looked really comfortable in transition plays. Made a couple of really nice passes, that time to Shaq Morris for the dunk. A real beautiful feed by Marcus McDuffie.
And then a nice block by Bush Wamakota.
Look out.
But then he turns it over. Couldn't get the rebound. Off-balance 3 ball is going to be about 4 feet shy. And a whistle.
Greg Marshall is signaling Bush Wamakota to come over. Just come here, I want to talk to you.
Yeah, I love it when he gets that sneer on his face and he just kind of, uses the finger to say, come on over here. We need to have a little chat here now, Bush.
Watch this play by Marcus McDuffie. Took the defender to the middle, setting up Shaq perfectly on the right baseline. And Shaq did a good job of going to the basket so he could flush it down. Nice little move there by Marcus and Shaq.
Yeah, what Greg isn't pleased with is just the lackadaisical pass, and he's done that twice. He's tried to make passes twice after making a play that has resulted in turnovers, and that will not win him a lot of points with the coaching staff.
Well, some guys get a little tunnel vision, and they only see their teammate. They don't see the defense. You've got to see the defense out there, and obviously that time the pass was not open and shouldn't have been made.
Shamet with 7 now for Wichita State, led by the 13 points of Anton Grady, 11 by Ron Baker. Went hard to the basket with a design on a highlight, did Luke Hager, and then offensive foul on the other end.
A couple of tough calls for Luke Hager that time. They went over the top of the 2-2-1 zone press. He had a lane to the basket. Wamakota came over, probably fouled him. There was a no call. Here it is right here. Hager to the basket. Wamakota protecting the basket like Coach Marshall wants him to. And then watch a little move here. Good position by Wamakota. I think it was a legit call, Cruz.
So he got a block, and he drew an offensive foul to kind of counteract that last turnover.
Does that equal one turnover? Does that wipe that turnover out?
I think he hopes it will once the video comes up tomorrow and they're breaking this down. Look at the move from Landry Shaman. Boy, knifing between 2 players and 1. Good stuff.
Yeah, good description there, knife in between, because they were set up. Clayton Guy was there to set up to take the charge, but he did a nice job of jumping off of him and not running over the defender to get the ball to the basket. really looks under control for a freshman, doesn't he?
Very much
Most
so.
of the time, freshmen come out here in their first ball game, they're going 1,000
Yeah,
miles
they're deer
an
in the
hour.
headlights, yeah.
Oh, and
you're
they,
right, or they're out of control.
they forget the plays. They play too fast. They try to do too much. And he just looks like he's a guy that's been playing here for a couple of years.
You're right. McDuffie has had moments like that. Taylor has had some nice moments. All freshmen.
Shanna gets a nice hand from the Shocker fans. They appreciate the little things he's doing out there.
9 minutes left in this one. Backcourt pressure. Why not?
Good shot.
Fire that one up from Clayton Guy. Guy's playing with 4 fouls, by the way.
Rockhurst graduate out of Kansas City. All right, let's see if Ty Taylor can run this ball club.
You know, you look up and down this lineup from Hawaii Pacific, there's not many guys from Hawaii on it. They're all from somewhere else. Gee, imagine that. As far away as Croatia and England. Hamilton, Wamakota from the elbow.
That's something that Bush worked very hard on in the offseason, on that little medium-range jump shot.
Hamilton with the pull, and here comes Ty Taylor. Pops the three.
Had a good-looking shot, doesn't he?
That's just a little bounce and a step-back move, and then a square and jump.
And when you're that quick and jump that well, you can get your shot off against about anybody. He's a good shooter.
Nice job by Logan on the other end, or Hager, excuse me.
No pressure on the shot that time by Wamakota. He's got to get up on that shooter and pressure that shot.
And that was Norquist, in case you're scoring at home. Zach Bush corrals it in the corner. Step through and hits. Greg Marshall with a bit of a wry smile. But Bush gets himself a bucket. And then
and he gets on the floor for that loose ball.
On the floor for a loose ball. Shocker fans enjoying it.
Oh, there you go, Zach.
They've extended it now to a 32-point lead.
There's a kid that doesn't get a lot of playing time, so the crowd's giving him a nice round of applause.
Zach Bush providing the highlights. The little step through. Shockers cruising.
When you need cash fast with flexibility, go to Speedy Cash for a Flex Lock line of credit. Get up to $1,500 cash on the spot, pay only for the time you use it, and with a flexible line of credit, you get more cash if you need it.
Love that Speedy Cash.
At Aetna, we believe a health insurance company should be as passionate about their members' health as they would be their own. Because a healthier you leads to a healthier community, and healthier communities lead to a healthier world.
Hey Woo, would you like fried ice cream for dessert?
Or how about some sopapillas? Both?
Like Woo, treat yourself. Every Friday in November is Shocker Spirit Day at Carlos O'Kelly's. The Spirit Squad gets 10% of all food sales, and every penny you spend on dessert goes to the WSU cheer team. Come see the Shocker cheerleaders. They'll be serving your desserts each Friday, east at 29th and Rock, and west at Ridge and Kellogg.
And 100% of dessert sales go to Shocker Cheerleading.
Because we're so sweet.
The Carnahan Group is a highly trained team of residential realtors ready to accomplish the goals of buyers and sellers in Wichita. We utilize state-of-the-art marketing with exceptional photography for an inspirational experience online and in print media. Buyers can expect a team of unique abilities with years of experience to negotiate on their behalf and a smooth transaction all the way to their new home.
Introducing our 2015 NFL lineup. Get your favorite team's Bud Light can for game day.
From fuel to durable tires to the blacktop itself, we help make it all better. So if life is really all about the journey, hey, let's ride. We are Coke.
Delta Dental game reset. Wichita State up by 32. Timeouts and fouls at this particular point are not relevant. Zach Bushes just made a nice little play to score a bucket. Made a nice defensive play, sprawling in the backcourt. Hawaii Pacific in their last 7 minutes in Koch Arena.
A little mismatch right there.
Step back and hit the three.
5'11" Jordan Martin guarded by 6'8" Eric Hamilton.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, he created space with the step back and then drained the three.
He didn't back off, did he?
No, he didn't. Hamilton likes that shot.
There you go.
Nice job by Bush Wamakota on the offensive glass, and the Shockers reset. Last touch by the Sharks.
Good offensive rebound by Wamakota that time on Hamilton's miss.
30-second shot clock has not even been felt here so far today, wouldn't you say?
Well, I think it went off one time.
Maybe. That's right, it did on a shot clock violation for Hawaii Pacific. Hamilton, yes. He's got a smooth-looking shot.
That's the thing about this big guy. He's 6'8", he's long, he's physical, very, very athletic, but the kid can really shoot it and can shoot it out to the three-point line. He had one of the highest percentages from three in practices on the team, believe it or not.
On a team with Ron Baker, Landry Shamet, and Zach Brown and Fred Van Vliet, guys that can all shoot the ball from deep.
Yeah, this kid can shoot it.
Boy, how about that play? Three ball coming.
There's no quitting this Sharks team. They're playing just as hard right now as they were in the first minute.
Good job by Bush to come away with that one. Boy.
Oh, can't go under the screen on him.
Boy. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Looney went underneath the screen and Taylor made him pay.
Nice little strip by Taylor. He's got numbers. And that probably, that was an intentional, and it saved a sure basket. It could have well been a thunderous basket, but instead Taylor will shoot free throws.
Yeah, Jordan Martin's not the most popular guy with the Shocker fans right now, because there would have been a thunder dunk at the end of that play, because it was a 3-on-1.
Yeah, they had numbers in large supply. I mean, you got four guys going right there, four essentially against one.
The only question would have been, would he thrown it to Hamilton on his right or McDuffie on his left?
Taylor at the line now, looking to continue doing some damage. Taylor's ended up with a pretty nice night. Just 1 point shy of double digits. Not easy to be a point guard in Greg Marshall's system. You've got to learn a ton very quickly, and the curve, it's not like they slow down to allow you to catch up with the curve. You've just got to hit it running.
You can't stress that hard enough, Bruce. Let me tell you, coming into the Wichita State program and trying to learn the point guard's position from Greg Marshall is extremely difficult, and Ty's done a really good job of it, and Shamet as well.
John Robert Simon.
A little zone defense this time. The Sharks are jumping in and out of different defenses, trying to keep the Shockers off balance.
Zach Bush squared that one up pretty well, and now a fresh 30 at the 5-minute mark. Works off a high ball screen, and then the foul is going to go against Norquist. So Zach will be at the line to shoot two. Double bonus for the Shockers.
See if all those free throws in practice pays off here.
Wichita State has shot it pretty well from the line tonight. 24 of 29.
He's a really entertaining young man. If you've never been around Zach Bush, he's very, very funny. He keeps the locker room really loose, and if you ever seen him, some of his interviews online, he's a really funny
you go
kid.
check him out. He is he's a pretty funny guy.
He might have a future in the sports broadcasting
very
business
bright.
or the comedy business.
Yeah, he's a funny kid. You can't be around him for very long without getting a pretty good chuckle. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, he's great. He's a great kid to have on the team. Very unselfish, works hard, and really keeps the locker room loose.
And the foul is going to go against him right there. Explanation from John Hendricks. You got him with the body. So it's one in the bonus for Connor Looney. Well, another week of practice. And then Charleston Southern coming in to open things up next Friday night. And then I'll tell you what, the Shockers get going fast and furious. A trip to Tulsa 4 days later. USC and Alabama, Xavier, Notre Dame, Iowa potentially all in Orlando.
Then you just come home and play Utah.
Yeah, then you got Utah after you play St. Louis and UNLV.
St. Louis is always tough in St. Louis.
And the foul's going to go against Zach Brown. Offensive.
UNLV is at Mountain West. I think they restarted that Mountain West Challenge with the Missouri Valley Conference, so good to see that back up and running again.
Yep, they come in, and then it's Intrust Bank Arena on December 12th for Utah. Bob talked a week later about the trip into New Jersey to play Seton Hall. Then Nevada and New Mexico State come in to end up the month of December, and the Shockers open on New Year's Eve right here at home, Missouri Valley Conference play with the Drake Bulldogs. Timeout on the floor, the under 4-minute timeout. Shockers cruising to a 40-point win. Back in a minute.
At Bell Mirror & Glass, we know our work reflects our family name, but we also know that what we do reflects on you.
For over 50 years now, Bell Mirror & Glass has created and installed nothing but the finest custom-made glass, mirrors, shower enclosures, and more for your family or business. Visit the gorgeous Bell Mirror & Glass showroom today.
And let what we do reflect on you.
Bell Mirror & Glass. For over 50 years, a reflection of perfection.
In today's world, it's hard to know where to keep your money safe without paying huge fees or rates. For over 50 years, Wheat State Credit Union has managed our members' money with a personal touch. So if you're a chef, an engineer, or even a rock star, Wheat State Credit Union has what you need without treating you like one of these. So join Wheat State Credit Union today. Big city service, small town attitude. Wheat State Credit Union.
Founded in 1919, Lewis Street Glass is a fourth-generation family business that got its start installing and replacing automotive glass. In these times of cut-rate, no-warranty competition from industry giants, we remain true to our long-standing policy of fair pricing and total customer satisfaction. With service professionals who specialize in automotive work, we offer all types of auto glass services, including door mechanical repairs as well as glass restoration work on classic cars. Lewis Street Glass, where we're proud to be Kansas's oldest glass shop.
Your digital lifestyle means you have a lot of digital stuff. But what do you do with all of it? With Cox High-Speed Internet, you have an easy way to safely store, backup, access, and share your stuff anytime, at home or on the go. It's called Cloud Drive, a free cloud storage solution for all your stuff. Get started today. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
86-48, Wichita State will, well, I guess the one question now is whether they'll get 100. This copyrighted telecast of Wichita State University basketball may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of Cox Communications and Wichita State University Intercollegiate Athletic Association. Who do you suppose the guy was that actually did do that without express written consent? Kind of screwed it up for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Now we're constantly disclaiming. There you go.
Well, in the second half, Shockers are shooting 63% and holding Hawaii Pacific to 35%. That's more like the numbers that Greg Marshall wants to see. Rebounding, they're up 15-10 in the second half, and only 4 turnovers in the second half for the Shockers, so much better there as well.
Yeah, Hawaii Pacific for the game shooting just under 35%. Wichita State has outscored The Sharks 30-16 in the paint, 23-13 off of turnovers, and 43-13 on the bench. And that's hardly surprising.
I think you might see that for the rest of the year. There's probably a lot of guys playing for the Shockers and a lot of production off the bench.
Errant three ball from Marcus McDuffie. Nice pass out there from John Robert Simon. He's done that.
Got to get up on him.
He's hit he's hit 3 of his 4 efforts from 3-point range.
Yeah, there was a little switch out front by Wamakota and Hamilton, but Hamilton didn't get up on Fiegler. Fiegler can shoot it.
Right at the 3-minute mark. Yeah, Fiegler's got 15 to lead all scorers. This club will win some games at their level, won't they, Bob?
They will. They will. They've done very well winning seasons the last 2 seasons for Coach Vodaburgi. First time in school history that's happened. So he's really done a good job of building that program, not only as a basketball coach, but also as the athletic director.
Good job by Marcus McDuffie. Good job by Bush Wamakota not to run him over.
Coach Vodaburgi wanted to travel on that last call. Had to sit down.
Backing in. Nice job by Hamilton.
I can tell you from experience, though, I've gone over to Hawaii a number of times with teams, and you don't get a lot of calls over there.
No, you don't.
I've played Hilo and BYU Hawaii and Chaminade over there.
No, as a former baseball player, I can attest to the strike zone being squeezed considerably when you're over in Hawaii. Your Cox Communications player of the game, and probably the first of many times that we'll be talking about Ron Baker this year. Really provided a spark for Wichita State after a slow start. Played well, handled the ball out front a lot, missed his first 2 shots and didn't do much missing after that.
So reassuring to have a guy like Ron Baker that can slide over and take over the point guard position with Fred Van Vliet out. Coach Marshall had to turn to Ron Baker, did a great job of running the club and scoring and running the fast break and also playing that good defense that he's known for.
The Cox player of the game, Ron Baker. Bush Wamakota takes a seat next to him. Cole Norquist hit the first of 2 free throws, second on the way, and he knocks it down. Good balance for Wichita State tonight. 4 players in double figures.
Back on Ron Baker, he was a Sporting's team All-America first team for the Sporting News, and USA Today has him on their second team, so he's on just about everybody's All-America list, either on the first team, second team, throughout the country. So a guy that's well respected throughout the country.
We'll talk with Greg Marshall coming up in about 2 minutes. And all in all, he'll have a few things, obviously, some coaching points as Barney knocks the 3 down. Good to see that.
Yeah, a little pick and pop that time. Set a ball screen, popped away, and caught a nice pass and knocked down the 20-footer.
But my guess is he's going to feel pretty good about what he's seen here today. I think he's gotten some nice performances from his younger players. He obviously wanted to get guys some minutes. There are going to be some things, obviously, that he's going to get some good teaching points off of, but all in all, pretty good stuff.
Well, I would agree, Bruce. I think he got to play everybody, got a good look, a lot of different combinations, got to play people at different positions, and had a good opponent to go against. Hawaii Pacific has done a good job with their man-to-man defense and switching to zones and pressing. So the Shockers got a good look at a lot of different types of defenses, and I think that'll really help them going forward.
That's just short.
And the reason I say that is sometimes you get an exhibition game. We used to play foreign teams, and they would just stand in a zone the whole time. And so you didn't get a chance to play against a man-to-man or against full-court pressure. So it really helps when the team you're playing plays multiple defenses.
Yeah, gave them a lot of different looks to work off of. We gave them a little half-court pressure, a little full-court pressure. Actually turned them over a couple of times in some full-court pressure.
Yep, they did.
J.R. Simon. Boy, Hamilton all over everywhere. McDuffie, ball still up there. And Wichita State will get it inbounds with 1:01 left, 28 on the second shot.
Good offensive board by Eric Hamilton. McDuffie was so anxious to jump up and dunk that one. It just slipped out of his hands.
Hamilton a little long with it. McDuffie, nice rebound. Barney looking to finish, couldn't get it to go. Hamilton up and under. 3 pretty good opportunities, and the Shockers come away with nothing to show for it.
Yeah, they didn't finish it, but you got to like the way those guys have a nose for the ball. They're ball hungry. McDuffie, Hamilton, and even Brett Barney just going for the offensive boards and getting that basketball. Greg Marshall calls in ball getters. He loves guys that go get that basketball.
Wichita State has 11 points from Taylor, 10 from Landry Shamet, 13 from Grady.
Oh, tough shot that time.
11 points from Ron Baker, the 4 in double figures.
Trevor Baker hit a tough shot over, I think it was Hamilton, right up in his face. Not shy, is he?
No, he likes to take a shot. That's not an issue. Tell you what, you watch him in practice with good cause. He can shoot the basketball.
And then he charted all the shots in practice. Yep. And that dictates who gets to take the outside shots in the games. If you don't make them in practice, Coach Marshall doesn't let you shoot them outside in the games. But he hits a high percentage in practice, so he gets to put them up in the ball game. As long as you play defense.
Yeah. 8 seconds left, and this thing is in the books. And the next time we meet, it'll count. We'll see Fred Van Vliet next week, as long as...
You know it's killing Fred sitting over there.
Well, he told us as much. Yeah, absolutely.
He wants to be out here on the court.
Ball on the floor, and that's going to do it. The buzzer will sound, and Wichita State will claim a 91-57 victory over Hawaii Pacific. So Shockers off to a slow start, but once they got it going, it was all but over. And they take care of business as one would expect, although as we told you at the top of the broadcast, St. John's, Iowa, Murray State all lost to Division II teams. No such fate here, 91-57 as Wichita State wins it. How about your Bud Light play of the game? Landry Shamet starts it. Pushing the ball up, the freshman finds Marcus McDuffie, leaves it off, and how about Shaq Morris with the finish as Wichita State, your play of the game, McDuffie to Morris.
Nice play by Marcus McDuffie there. Pulling that defender off to the left and dumping it off to Shaq on the right.
And Greg Marshall on his way over here to chat with us right now. And so we'll get the remarks of the Shocker head coach. Just not even a week now away from the opener. So 91-57 as Wichita State takes care of business against Hawaii Pacific. And we are joined right now by the head Shocker, Greg Marshall. Well, you got a lot of guys to play. You got a lot of minutes. Slow start. That's nothing surprising. You've been through a bunch of these. Well, you got into a lot of rhythm. Your defense created a lot of offense, and there's a lot of weapons you've got, my friend.
Yeah, we got a lot of guys. You know, it was back and forth. I thought we played well in spurts. I thought we played poorly at times. I didn't like the way we rebounded the ball. We didn't check out the way I wanted. And we turned it over too much in the first half. 9 turnovers was way too many. Not having Fred is no excuse. I mean, we should still be able to break their press. We turned it over twice against their press. But, you know, all in all, we got a lot of guys' minutes. McDuffie had 19, Hamilton 14, JR 9, Brett Barney 8, Zach Bush 8, Ty Taylor 18. So, you know, we just needed to see how those guys could play and against the crowd, with the crowd here and against an outside opponent.
Hey, Greg, talk about these guys. I thought Anton Grady gave you a nice presence inside, made some nice moves. I think he's going to really help the Shockers inside offensively. And then your freshmen off the bench, I thought, well, Shannon started, but the rest of the guys off the bench, I thought they all did a lot of nice things.
Yeah, Grady is a young man who can get the ball basically anytime he wants. He can really post up. I mean, he calls for it. He wants it. I was challenging Shaquille Morris the same way. You know, I said, look, look how great he calls for the ball. Look how he sits in, how he wants the ball. So all of a sudden, Morris does it a couple times. But, you know, he's got to be motivated somehow to do that. He should be the one doing it every time also. You know, we had some guys, I thought Brown, before he fouled out, really helped us. I thought Brown's defense sparked us. You know, once he came in that first half, they scored 10 points before the first media. We were down like 10-2, 10-3, something like that. And then the next thing you know, that second group with a little more defensive intensity held them from, I think they scored 3 points in the next couple of media timeouts.
Go get Fred healthy. We'll see you next Friday. All right, buddy?
Sounds good.
All right, nice job. Craig Marshall with a big win tonight. 91-57 over Hawaii Pacific. For all of us here tonight, my broadcasting partner, Bob Hall, I'm Bruce Hurdle saying so long. We'll be next with you next Friday night right here on Cox Sports TV as the Shockers take on Charleston Southern in their opener. For all of us here at Charles Koch Arena. Have a good one, everybody. 91-57. Shockers a winner in their exhibition debut. Back in a moment.
When you need cash fast with flexibility, go to Speedy Cash for a Flex Lock line of credit. Get up to $1,500 cash on the spot, pay only for the time you use it, and with a flexible line of credit, you get more cash if you need it.
Love that Speedy Cash.
Pizza Hut has made pizza and breadsticks even more awesome because now they're together as one. It got me thinking, everything is better together.
Bring home the flavor with the Twisted Crust Pizza and 2 dipping sauces, only at Pizza Hut.
This is the early bird. The early bird is different than other birds. When his friends head south for the winter, he finds a faster way there.
Hey.
The early bird never just waits for birds to call to him.
Oh, hey. Chirp, chirp, chirpity chirp.
And he's always first to buy tickets for the Kansas Lottery Holiday Millionaire Raffle. With great odds of winning $1 million, the earlier he buys, the more chances he has to win cash in the early bird drawings. Because you know the saying, the early bird gets the money.
Without it, tall kids would just be tall. Naismith, just a name. There'd be no madness in March, no alley-oops or half-court buzzer beaters. And Cinderella would just be a bedtime story. Without oil and natural gas, our lives would be missing many of the ordinary products we depend on every day. And some would make life extraordinary. A message from Kansas Oil and natural gas producers.
What is work? Work is actually working with your hands and your brains. Work is craft. Work is complex. Work is massive. Work is family. Work is pride. And if you're serious about it, work is a pair of Red Wing boots on your feet. Red Wing work boots are purpose-built for the exact work you do. Red Wing shoes. Work is our work.
Red Wing Shoes, located at 6600 West Kellogg.
This is Louie. Louie is the envy of every dog on his block. It's not because of his physique. It's because his owner, Pete, has Cox TV. It includes all these cool apps that let him watch TV when he's on the go. Pete gets to watch his favorite shows and live sports every day while he walks Louie, and that makes Louie the top dog. Well played, Louie. Well played. Download your free TV apps today at cox.com/TV everywhere.